Hey, it's Heather from the Renaissance English History Podcast. And today I'm doing a Tudor Minute. Well, I'm here with your Tudor Minute, which is your mostly daily dose of, actually it's a weekly dose of little bite-sized Tudor information. And so today I want to talk to you about Thomas Tallis's motet Spem and Alium. It's a 40-part motet. It's written for 5 choirs. And it's like considered to be one of the greatest pieces of English choral music ever. It's amazing. And so I'm going to put a link in here to be able to listen to it, and also about a blog piece that I wrote really going into the history of it. But it's a really cool story. So Thomas Tallis was actually born in the early 16th century, and he's one of those composers whose life spanned a lot of changes. So he started composing under Henry VIII, continued under Edward, where things went really Protestant, almost so much that it really changed his music quite a bit, then back to Catholic, and then Elizabeth. And so by the time he wrote in 1570, there was starting to be some persecution of Catholics going on a bit more with the Jesuit priests. He was probably somewhat sympathetic to the Catholic cause, and he wrote in Latin, which is something that the Catholics would have appreciated at who he was writing for. The Catholics would still appreciated their music being in Latin, and the Protestants wanted their music in English so it could be understood and heard by everybody. So he wrote it in Latin, and by the time he wrote it, he was older. He lived through 4 monarchs, and it was actually sort of a dare in theory. So the apocryphal story is that there was another Italian diplomat and composer who wrote a 40-part motet that was performed, and Tallis heard it, and so the gauntlet was thrown down, and he said that he could record one just as well. And Spem and Alium was first performed at Nonsuch Palace, which was Henry VIII's palace that he built after Jane Seymour had passed away, his 3rd wife. And it was a brilliant, amazing palace that survived until, I think it was the late 17th century. It doesn't exist anymore, sadly. So it was performed there, and records of the history of it were found in the site of Nonsuch Palace. So, we know that it was premiered there. And it's an amazing piece of music. You really have to listen to it. So I'm going to put a link up to listen to it, and also a blog piece I wrote that gives you lots of detail about it that I can't talk about in 3.5 minutes, which is apparently all I have left on my phone to record with, according to the timer. So here we go. So to learn more about Renaissance English history, check out the Renaissance English History Podcast at www.englandcast.com, and you can subscribe, listen on iTunes, all kinds of stuff like that. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you again soon. Okay, bye.